Hello there, my name is Anna Lundberg. I'm the founder of One Step Outside, author of Leaving the Corporate 9 to 5, and host of the Reimagining Success podcast. Now, last week we kicked off a slightly adapted part of the series on creating freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment in your business, with a focus now on why this is the best career model, business model, whatever you want to call it, for having a young family. So last week we looked at why running your own business can work really well for creating the freedom, flexibility and fulfillment you want when you're planning to have children in the near future. Now this week I want to talk a little bit more concretely around how you can begin to set up a business that is going to work for having young children. I want to take you through 5 different elements to consider. And the first one will come as no surprise to you if you've followed me at all. You know, I'm all around reimagining success, and what event in your life is going to be more transformative, is going to force you to reimagine success in any greater way than becoming a parent and having children. So the first thing is really to define what success looks like for you, both as a new parent and as an entrepreneur. Now, naturally, this is going to completely change once you actually become a parent, so, you know, prepare for the unexpected. However, in the meantime, I do think it's worth considering what kind of parent you want to be, what kind of entrepreneur, and how do those two pieces fit together. So what does success look like for you? Why are you wanting to set up this business? How does it need to operate for you to be able to live your vision of the kind of parent you want to be? And how do all these pieces fit together? So as ever, defining what success looks like for you has to be number 1. Now, number 2, of course, when it comes to business, is choosing the right business model. And this is a massive topic. We have been talking about it a little bit over the last few weeks, but this is really around thinking about how your business is going to operate, again, so that it can actually help you fulfill that vision. So it'll be things like which kinds of clients, customers will you be working with? Ideally, whether they're individuals or businesses, these will be people who respect your values, who share those values, understand your family first approach, can really respect your boundaries when it comes to how and when you're going to work, and will value your experience and expertise and the value you can bring, even if you're not necessarily coming into the office every day and working in a traditional manner. So finding the right client match for you will be really important. Then, of course, the products and services you'll be delivering. In the past few weeks, we've been looking at leveraging your time, coming up with some more passive income streams and so on, really thinking about how you're going to be delivering those products and services so that it works for you. And of course, just generally, how are you going to set up this business? What investment is required? What resources do you need, and so on. The next one, speaking of investment and resources, is getting the financials to work for you. Now, of course, at a personal level, having children is going to bring all kinds of financial obligations. So you'll need to probably sit down with your partner and budget for all the new expenses, look at your outgoings, see if you can cut those down, look at your savings buffer, and so on. And perhaps you have a partner who can take on more of the financial burden during those setup months when you're not going to be earning a whole lot in the beginning, and also perhaps when you're taking parental leave. So that's something really important to look at from a personal perspective. From a business perspective, you need the financials to work first in that setup phase, when again, you're not going to be seeing a lot of results right away, so you will be investing, leaning into the business before you actually see the results. Then, of course, when you're taking off that paternity, maternity, parental leave, when you're probably not going to be earning a whole lot of money, so how do you make the business work for that period? And then, of course, longer term, how are you going to have the financials working for you when you're actually there as a parent with your children? So really think about the financials in those 3 stages, I think, is really critical. And of course, looking at your overall income targets, the time you'll have available in each of these 3 phases to work, and then the pricing you'll need to have for your products or services to make that work for you. Now, the 4th thing is to build your audience. I'm always talking about how long it takes to build an audience. These are people who are your ideal clients, who need what you have to offer, who put a high value on that, who are willing to pay for it, and who come to know, like, and trust you over time. You can't just put up a website and expect people the day before your baby arrives to suddenly buy from you. So this is about creating content, building your personal brand, and really engaging with people over a period of days, weeks, months, even years, to get that pipeline of people who are warm, interested, and keen to work with you. So that's really important to set that up ahead of time as well. And then finally, you do not need to do this by yourself, so ask for help. Whether it comes to on a personal level, speaking with your partner, of course, grandparents, would-be grandparents and siblings, friends, family and so on, to make sure they're behind you both in terms of the business plan, and then when it comes to having a child or more than one child in the future. And then also, by the way, things like a cleaner maybe might be helpful, or ordering food online. So think of the practical logistics, how you can make your life easier so you can focus on, generating revenue rather than doing sort of admin things and tidying the house and whatever that you can actually outsource to somebody else. And outsourcing, creating systems. Again, this is something we've been talking about the last few weeks, and we'll cover that again in the context of having a family as well. From a business perspective, I like to think of a few different categories of support that you need. You need a cheerleader. You need those people who are going to encourage you, cheer you on, support you, believe in you as you start up this business, and it is inevitably going to be quite tough in the beginning. You need some kind of accountability partner or partners, people who will hold you to what you say you'll do so that you actually do it, and then some kind of mentor, role model, coach who's been there, done that, who's a few years ahead of you, who can really help you accelerate your progress and sidestep some of those sort of pitfalls that unfortunately a lot of us have to go through, making those mistakes. And rather than doing trial and error, which can take quite some time, you can have a bit more of a sort of a roadmap, a guide to setting up a business that is going to work for your family as well. So those are the 5 things: defining success, looking at your business model, making sure the financials work for you. What was number 4? Building your audience, of course, because that's going to take time. And we did talk a lot about personal branding just in the last few weeks and months. So do pop back and look at the blog perhaps, or the podcast as well, to get those earlier episodes on building your personal brand and creating and distributing content. And then finally, asking for support. Now, with that last point in mind, of course, I'm always here, so you can send me a direct message if you'd like to chat about how I can support you. But I'd also love to invite you to our Facebook group, the One Step Outside Facebook group. Fantastic community with like-minded individuals working towards reimagining success in their personal and professional lives, setting up those businesses that will work, whether it's for a location-independent lifestyle so they can travel the world, or in many cases that it works with a young family, which is of course what we're talking about here. So you can search One Step Outside on Facebook, or you can go to onestepoutside.com/community, onestepoutside.com/community. And next week we're going to be getting even more specific, looking at the imminent period before you are actually going to have the child. Again, mostly this is going to be relevant for the mother, because the practical biological reality is that the mother is the one who will be carrying the child, potentially breastfeeding and being at home with the child at the beginning. So we'll be looking at how you can actually concretely set up your business in those months prior to taking off for maternity leave. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.